So speak like you love yourself, think like you love yourself, eat like you love yourself, and care for your natural hair like you love yourself. Greetings, good people. It's Amena de Soleil, and I want to welcome you to the channel, or welcome you back if you are a regular viewer or subscriber. If you haven't yet subscribed and you regularly pop in, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the tribe. We have a lot of fun over here. It's 2025, y'all. It's a new year. I am checking in with y'all from a new year, from a new country, and 2025 is a 9-year. And while I am not a numerologist by any stretch of the imagination or practice, I do believe in the science of it. And so the 9-year for me is about many things actually, but there are a few things that stuck out to me about the energy of the number 9, and it's about the closing of chapters and walking away from things that no longer serve you. It's also a year of transformation, and also a year of using your gifts to serve humanity, to serve the collective. Like, those are 3 major things that stuck out for me about the energy of number 9, a 9-year. And so I know I'm purposely aligning with that, and I want to encourage all of you out there watching the video to do the same thing. Examine areas of your life in which you feel like can use some improvement, some elevation, that aren't really serving you the absolute highest and best, and make the changes to ascend along your personal path. Not only with your hair care, because that is definitely one of the primary reasons that I'm here building this channel and this holistic community, but also primarily our health, right? Because without our health, we don't have much of anything. And as a matter of fact, when we are having health problems, our hair is one of the first places to show it. It will start thinning and shedding, and we're having scalp problems and things like that. So align with the energy of 9, good people, and use this as a year of personal transformation, personal power, and calling more things in that serve you, your health, and your highest good. Now let's get into how that looks with your hair. So those of us that have been natural for a while, or that are just taking a broad spectrum lens around the community, know that there is plenty of evidence of products and practices out there that are not serving the highest good of our hair and the highest good of our health. And so I definitely want to encourage all of you that value your health, that want your hair to be in the optimal condition, the most optimal condition that it can, to leave those things behind. They do not serve, and allow yourself and your hair the opportunity to not just survive a lot of this stuff, but also thrive, right? So leave those things in 2024, step into 2025 with the mindset that I'm going to be doing the best and highest good, not only for my hair, but how can I also work on my health, right? And so let's take a look at some of the brands and things that definitely have not served many of us, and then I can point you in the direction of some stuff that will. Now, TGIN, I haven't heard much about this brand being problematic. So most likely they got whatever the problem was under control, or are really good at scrubbing the internet against complaints and things like that. I don't know. But there's that one. Now, this is particularly interesting. They got the lawsuit dismissed, okay? And so what I want to stress to y'all is that the definition of the word natural, like many words can have several definitions, right? You'll have the common definition, the standard definition, the scientific definition, the technical definition, the cosmetic definition. So in the cosmetic community, the word natural does not, it just means it has to contain natural ingredients. It doesn't mean that it is all natural and synthetic free. Okay. In most synthetic ingredients are indeed toxic to the human health and the environment. So them being able to get this lawsuit dismissed was hinging on the fact that the cosmetic definition of natural does not mean all natural. It simply means that it contains a natural ingredients or a natural base. And any number of other chemicals can be used and added to products under the cosmetic definition of natural. The scientific definition is different. It is basically to all things that are organic, that include carbon, that are living. So just know that, in that there is no such thing as an all-natural product that contains synthetic ingredients. It is not real. It is a marketing scam. So most of us have heard about all of the hair loss that has been happening in recent months with Miel. And even several years ago, people started speaking up about it, but it got squashed. Here is, another article just pointing out beauty brands that are problematic and have come under fire. Diva Curl was a big one also, for a lot of people with curly hair. Coily, not so much, unless you fell into the trap of using products for curly hair when your hair is coils. Different shampoos and things, people are speaking up about it. Class action lawsuits left and right toward these different brands. Look, even Shea Moisture has been giving people the blues. And like I said, some of these companies are really good at scrubbing the internet on, videos and complaints and things like that. So you won't hear as much about these things as you could or you should, which is why it is very, very, very important to become a knowledgeable, educated consumer about the types of ingredients that you should avoid if you really, really, really want to be placing a high value on your hair and a high value on your health. Now, this Olaplex is really interesting, and I'm just going to tell you one thing. If you think about what is plexiglass, then you can start to breadcrumb your way to the pieces of why the hair fall problem is happening with Olaplex. Like, I was an early adopter and put that down early in my career because it is wholly unnecessary and it doesn't do what it claims to do. And it scientifically can't if we're looking at it in the frame of organic chemistry versus inorganic chemistry. So there's that, y'all. Now, Win was another one that was super problematic for most people who used it for two reasons. One, they're instructing people to use a conditioner type product as a wash. And two, the ingredients. Always the ingredients. So the one thing you're going to know when you run into hair products that are causing people hair problems, scalp problems, health problems, is that the ingredients are similar. They are virtually the same, just rearranged differently and some other stuff sprinkled in. And that's pretty much it. If you can look at it like that, if you can look at these hair products as ultra processed products that allow them to stay shelf stable, then you'll get why it's better to have something that is fresh, that is raw, that is all natural versus something that is highly processed using a bunch of chemicals and preservatives to allow it to stay on the shelf longer. It is no different than highly ultra processed foods versus fresh, raw, organic foods. If it has a bunch of chemical products, preservatives, things in it, it's not great for your health. And a lot of people like to say that our hair is dead, but it is not. It is living, and it needs living things that come from living sources to thrive. Which is why a lot of these product makers include the natural ingredients to begin with. Trust and believe if they could get away with not using the natural ingredients and the hair benefit, they would. But the hair needs the natural ingredients to thrive. And these synthetic things that they put in it are just basically diluting the efficacy of the natural ingredients, as well as delivering things that are harmful to your hair and to your health and to the planet at the same time, while also providing the benefit of a prolonged, stable shelf life. And that's their primary purpose, to keep the product stable on the shelf longer so that these folks can have maximum profit. Unfortunately, at the expense of the condition of your hair and your health and damage to the planet. Now, have any of y'all seen Beauty in Black? It's a new series by Tyler Perry on Netflix. And, you know, I was just laying around one day, you know, watching TV, and but it actually it crossed my path. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and watch it because, you know, I'm just looking to be entertained, not for anything necessarily serious. It's about a family that's in the relaxer business, a black family that's in the relaxer business, I'll say that. But there's this one clip that really stuck out to me, and so I'm going to insert it here. So y'all saw the clip, right? And you know, that's really where I'm at with it. That's where I've been at with it for several years. As a retired master cosmetologist who has not only the scientific study as an advantage to me, but also the actual real world practice with thousands of women over a 9-10 year career working in hair. Like, I truly am at the place where majority of these cosmetic chemists are akin to the pharmacists in the pharmaceutical world. So they think they're doing a good thing, but in large part they're not, because the products that are being made, they may give you the look, but they will also come at a cost with prolonged use and exposure of, you know, hair breakage, hair thinning, and, you know, scalp problems. And the largest issue is health issues, right? So the curriculum in these schools is mainly focused on how to work with the substance, you know, how to formulate the substance, what safe levels and amounts to use, and that's it. There's really not a lot of focus on the health implications of these particular things, similar to pharmaceutical school. It is a very, very rare pharmacist or doctor that choose, or cosmetic chemist for that matter, and cosmetologist, hello, I'm here, that chooses to build on the basic education that they receive to say, well, you know what, I'm seeing a lot of things that I don't particularly understand, and you know, that are adversely impacting my clients and patients, and I want to fix that. I want to help that. So they build on that basic education that they received to get to the root of problems and actually offer healing. And there's one such pharmacist that I really enjoy his content, and I appreciate the work he's doing. It's called Dr. Bobby Price. Pharmacist turned holistic doctor, and so much more. And so there's folks out there, but in the hair world, these cosmetic scientists, they have a lot of work to do if they really want to be instrumental in formulating products that not only give us a good performance, but also better serve the overall condition of our hair and our health. Now, when I did the Miel Organics video a while back, breaking down the specific toxic ingredients in the rosemary mint line, several of you reached out to me and were asking if I would do that for other brands. And the answer is no. it's not necessary, my loves. And the ones that I've talked to individually, of course, have purchased the ebook after those, interactions, and you now understand why. But I wrote my ebook in 2023. Yeah, 2023. Around early spring. And I wrote that because once I retired from being behind the chair, I still had, people reaching out to me, of course, wanted book appointments, but, even prior clients that were running into issues with, their new providers or whatnot, or just wanting guidance and direction on products to use. And so I wrote that basically to package my experience in a very efficient and comprehensive way, right? But one of the things that came out of that when I was researching brands to be able to use and recommend for the book is how many of our natural hair care brands were using not just an abundance of synthetics, but toxic synthetics that not only undermine the optimal health and condition of our hair, but also our health with long-term exposure. So that wasn't even a part of the original plan for the book, but me being who I am and knowing what I know, I, have to do the responsible thing and research the products that I recommend, and I've done that for the greater part of my career, so it was no different when it came to the book. But so that's in the book, and it's structured in such a way that it doesn't matter what brand you choose. The ingredients that you want to avoid are there, and they're going to be there in perpetuity, because this is a resource that's digital and I can update it at will. And so that is a part of my work here to support the community and help naturals to have an easy and healthy natural hair care journey that doesn't undermine their growth or progress, and certainly does not undermine your health. So, some of us out here, we're using these synthetic laden things, and I will say, all of them are not the worst of the worst, but they're definitely far from the best. We're using these things and we're hitting our length goals, waist length, hip length, and so far and so on. But if you take a look at the ones whose hair has been able to do that in the best optimal condition, maintaining majority of its density, these people have a heavy rotation of all natural ingredients, all natural oils, all natural butters, Ayurvedic powders, juices from plants. Like, these people have a heavy rotation of that, and that is what is saving them. That is what is saving their hair from the compound damaging effects of just a strict toxic laden drying, dehydrating, hair breaking down regimen. Okay, so yeah, your hair will survive these things, but will it thrive? And if you are at the place in your life where you want to be thriving, then I invite you to join my tribe and incorporate holistic hair care practices and health practices that are going to support you in doing that. The other question I've been getting a lot of is, when are my products coming back? And y'all, let me tell you something. I have been in a space where I want to travel and I want to be free to, oh, it's okay, y'all go ahead. I'm outside, it's fine. I'm in a space where I want to travel, and I want to be not, necessarily tied down to one location. And so it's kind of hard to manage manufacturing when I'm in that space. And so now that I've decided on where I'm going to set up operations long term, I'll be able to get things up and running very, very soon. It's just figuring out the logistics of shipping from another country. I'm in Panama, which I spent a great deal of 2023 in, just resetting and recalibrating. But now I'm here for good as a home base of operations in 2025. And so I'll be able to, figure all of the logistics of things and get the products back to you. But in the meantime, y'all know I am good for a holistic hair care recommendation that, is as best as we can possibly get, right? In the absence of mine, because my stuff is really that good. I miss it so much. But I'm good for that. And so you can join my newsletter if you haven't already, because my tribe will get those recommendations periodically. Brands they can use and things they can look into in the meantime. And then also, a lot of them are in my ebook, and actually buy your hair type. So join the tribe. It's 2025, y'all. And I know a lot of us, especially those of us that are in the indigenous and spiritual communities, typically don't start our new year until around the spring equinox, right? But and that's usually my general flow. Usually in the winter, I am in hibernation, I am in restoration, I am in like planning. And then in the spring, I'll have my new offerings available and things like that. And, for the most part, that is still an ingrained part of how I move. But now I'm in a country where that is on a completely different timeline, if you will. It is summer in Panama, okay? It's not even spring. Like in countries, I want to say central and south, southern hemisphere, their seasons are opposite of those in the northern hemisphere. And so it doesn't feel like winter to me, which means I am still energized to create and put out things while still doing my planning on other, bigger things to come in the spring and beyond. But this is summer in Panama, in winter in the northern hemisphere, and I just feel so very blessed and grateful to be able. Oh, there's a bus coming, y'all. So I had to move because the bus is still there. I guess you know what? They just let off a group of people returning to the resort, so I'm not sure if they're travelers or visitors or they're residents. But anyway, I had to move and get a different perspective. So yes, as I was saying, it is summer in the southern hemisphere of the world, and it is winter in the northern hemisphere of the world. And so I am just grateful to be able to one, have this life experience, but two, get my son all year round. Like the weather here is in the location that we are, which is in San Carlos, is like a mid 70s to all the way up to high 90s, just depending on the time of the year. Right now it's summer, so it's going to start getting drier and less rainy. But like even in the rain, it only dips to about, like I said, the mid 70s. And sometimes, the rain is, of course, really heavy. The winds are really going. But I didn't know that I could enjoy rain so much. It's not even the water that I didn't like about it. It was just that it got cold. But that's not the experience here. It doesn't get cold when it rains here. And so I like that. I love that, actually. It's very humid. So like dry hair and skin is really a thing that you will have to struggle to achieve in climates that are humid, okay? But yeah, I'm grateful to be able to have this life experience. I'm grateful to be able to get my son year round. I'm grateful to be able to step into 2025 with clarity about my path, even though I'm still trying to put all the pieces together about how that's going to unfold. But I'm very clear on what it looks like now, and I just invite all of you to do the same if you haven't already. And if you have, I would love to hear what are some of the things that you intend on transforming in 2025 that you have already walked away from in order to have your life experience reflect the highest and most healthiest version of yourself. And if you are someone who needs some help on that path and support on that path, like I said, I have offerings available to you. Not only do I have my ebook, but I also have the hair consultation, the hair healing consultation for those of us who just want some one-on-one guidance or are having hair problems, scalp problems, need some specific color care guidance, that type of thing. But then I also have a complete holistic health consultation that not only that includes your hair, right? So if you need some help on that path, I am here to serve you. I'm here to support you. I invite you to join this tribe, and I wish you nothing but prosperity and love and good health in 2025 and beyond. Peace and well-being blessings, and I will see y'all in the next one.